Hey guys, it's Vicky and welcome back to the channel. Today we have got another makeup video. So what we're doing, well today we are testing Primark highlighters or PS highlighters. So we've got a couple here to try and we will see what they look like, swatch them, put them on my face and see what we think. So if you want to see that, then keep on watching. Okay, so first of all we've got two different highlighters. Well, technically it's three different highlighters to test. But they're in two packages. The first one is one of their box ones that looks like this. This is the PS Frosted Highlighter. Let me just open this up and show you what it looks like. Now this is a silver version. It comes in like a gold, champagne, all sorts. I wanted the rose gold coloured one, which was called Brunch Club, I believe. I wanted that one, but I couldn't get it. So we've got this one right here. In here you get 7.5 grams and it is quite a big pan, as I'm sure you can see. So yeah, that's the first one. We will give it a go in a minute. But first of all, let me show you the second one. The second one is the PS Eye Beauty Highlight and Glow Powder for eye, lip and cheek. And it looks like this. So in this one, you get two different shades. You get 5.5 grams in each one. Let's just open it up. When you open it up, you've got this little insert of this woman here, and then you've got the two colours. Now I have actually swatched these and tried these, but we will do it again on camera for you. So these are called Gold Glower, and we will try these out as well and see what they look like. And I think there's going to be a bit of a surprise with this one. I think it's going to be quite, have a duochrome effect to it, so we will see. But first off, let's go back to the Frosted Highlighter. Now I'm going to give it a swatch. It's got this really nice pattern to it. You get a lot in the pan. You can see the size of it. There's a lot in there. So let's give it a swatch. Okay, so when you swatch it, it's quite powdery on the finger. You don't get as much payoff as I've seen before. But we will swatch it and we will see what happens. It's actually a really strong shimmer. That was just like sort of one swipe. Let me add some more to it. There we go. That is the Frosted Highlighter colour. It's very shimmery, very bright. It looks like a silver paint on my hand. Very strong colour, very nice. I like that. It looks a bit funny when you swatch it on your finger. It looks quite powdery. And it is very powdery and crumbly. However, it gives a very nice texture. So I think if you were to use it in like smaller quantities, it would be a lot easier. There is some fallout around the pan that I can see from where you swatch it, and it is quite powdery. However, that was a nice swatch. So I'm just going to rub that off my hand and show you the other one. Other two. You can never get all the glitter off with these highlighters. Okay, so Eye Beauty, let's give it a go. She's a glow getter. So let's give it a go. Let's take a clean finger and we're going to do the gold shade first. Oh, wow, it's creamy and that is pigmented. So if we just do a little swatch here. Wow, that, I hope you can see that reflectiveness because that is shiny. Again, it looks like paint on my hand. So let me just add a bit more. Wow, that is a creamy pigmented highlighter. If you want a solid gold highlighter, take that. And if I'm right, it only cost a few pounds, if I remember correctly. So I keep looking at that and thinking, wow, that's quite something. It's really, and look what's still left on my finger. It's really creamy, it's really soft, it's a really nice sort of satin, like lace feeling to it. It's not crumbly, there's no fallout there, which is nice. Wow, I'm impressed. Let me take my next finger and try this one for you. Try not to get any of the gold in there. There is that one. And let me just give it a swatch. Okay, Yeah, I was right about the duochrome. Oh, you can actually see it in the pan when you've touched it. Not the best swatch, but there it is next to it. Look at that sheen on both of them. Can you see that glow? That's insane. So this one is a much paler colour, but it does also have a gold undertone to it. You can sort of see it when they're together. As the light hits it, the creamy colour, the paler shade, it also has a goldy tone to it. That is a very nice highlight colour because it's that almost, you know, that candle-like glow that you get in the evening when everything's all golden and bright. It looks a lot like that, and that's a very, I've not seen that. It's quite a rare thing to find, and I quite like that. So I am super impressed with those. What I'll do is I'll just swatch the PS Frosted next to them so you can see all three together and get a really good overview of all the highlights. I'm just gonna, one thing I didn't mention about this one is you do have to rub it quite hard to get the same payoff, and it still has that crumbly texture to it. Put it on this side. Okay, so looking at that straight away, it doesn't have the same pigment as the other two. However, that does not mean that it's not still there. I'll just give it a couple swatches, a couple layers. Okay, so those are all three colours there for you to see. I'll just show you a bit closer. Okay, so first thing to note, they have very different textures. This one is quite hard, it's crumbly, it still gives a highlight, but it's much more powdery. This one is creamy, it's textured, it's satin, it's really nice soft feel to it, and the payoff is so much more. Like, I know they're not bad, any of them, but like you can see the difference between the two. That gold one is insane. It's really creamy foily, like a foiled or a pressed pigment eyeshadow. Pretty crazy. Those are some very nice highlighters. So just if you weren't sure, this one here is the Frosted box highlighter, and these two come together in the iBeauty palette. So this one is called them Highlight and Glow Powders. This one is just called a highlighter. So that is them there. Let me put them on my face and show you what they look like. And just before I put them on my face and show you them, it's worth noting that obviously this gold is a deep tone, like you can see compared to my skin tone. The gold is very deep, so it would be better suited to someone who has got a deeper skin tone. However, the paler one is obviously much more suited to someone of my skin tone, so I think I will put the pale one and the silver one on my face and show you what they look like, so I don't look ridiculous with a dark highlighter like the last time I tested a Primark palette. So as usual, I'm going to use my Kiko bronzer as my mirror, and I'm actually going to try and find a smaller highlighting brush this time. That'll do. So normally I take a humongous highlighting brush so I can really show you, you can see it, what it looks like. However, today I'm going to take a smaller one, put it on properly and see what it looks like. So I'll just move my glasses out of the way. I'll start with the Frosted, pop it on. I'll go for this side. Okay, so that's sort of one go over. Hopefully you can see that. It's very metallic. So if you don't like something that's very silvery or very metal-like, then this might not be the one for you. But it is a very nice highlight. Like, that was just a little, you know, a few little dabs in the pan. You know, let's try and add a bit more. It's buildable, which is nice to know. So if you were doing, I don't know, some kind of makeup look, maybe a themed look, something like the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz, then this could be something that could be really useful. Equally, if you're doing like festival glitter or like party glitter or body paint, then this could also work quite nicely with that. So it's quite versatile. You know, maybe it's just not an everyday colour. for me necessarily. Okay, that is that. I'm just going to go ahead and take the paler shade from this palette and then go ahead and show you that. As I mentioned earlier, once I'd swatched it and put my fingers in it, you could actually see the gold flecks more easily. I'm not sure how well it will come across on camera. But yeah, let's just give this a go. As I said, there's no fallout on this, which is really quite nice, quite refreshing. You don't see that very often. So let's go over to the other side. Okay, so interestingly enough, I don't know how well you can see it, but that is just one go over. So actually, something that's really interesting, when you first pop this one, the paler one, on your face, there isn't much payoff. But when you swatch it, there is a lot of payoff. But then the frosted one is the opposite. When you first put it on your face, there's more payoff than when you swatch it, which you look quite powdery and quite pale. So that's interesting. Okay, so sorry if there's a different break here. My camera cut out again. I've got on my face quite a few, a couple layers of the gold shade over here, the creamy shade, and over here a couple layers of the silver shade. Now, as you can see, you can sort of tell when I look straight on. So you can sort of tell when I look straight on, the silver one is more obvious than the paler shade, which isn't very nice. So the gold shade is actually quite a nice tone for me, because when I use solid gold highlighters like that, it's far too dark. But if I get one that's pale but has a gold duochrome, then it works quite nicely. So I am happy with that. I like that. So those are both the highlighters on my face. Sorry if this is all a bit different or cut, because I don't know how much I said before the video cut out, which is really annoying. But I was going to give you some final thoughts, so let's do that. This one, the iBeauty one, satiny, creamy, no fallout, very soft and highly pigmented, so I really like this palette. Better for deeper skin tones because the gold will work on your skin tone, and then you can use the paler one just on the very high points of your face and it would look lovely. However, if you're a paler skin tone, you may be thinking, well, I'll use one shade, but how much am I going to get out of the other one? Well, you can always use it as an eyeshadow. It says on the palette it's for eyes, lips and cheek, so you can use it wherever. You can use it for, as I said, eyeshadow, body glitter, festival looks, anything like that. So you might get more use out of it than, for instance, one solid silver highlighter. You do get 7.5 grams in here compared to 11 grams over here, 5.5 each. But as I said, it's a harder texture. There is fallout. It's definitely more powdery, which is, I think, why it works with the brush quite nicely and why you get that more payoff. Because as I was saying when the video cut out, this one doesn't show the payoff on a swatch, but it does on the face, compared to this one that showed massive pigment on the hand and less so when you first put it on the face. It's actually a little bit more subtle than you would think looking at that. So, yeah, it's still a good highlighter. At Primark prices, definitely still worth it, because obviously it's cheap because it's Primark. I would say both of them are worth it. I do like this palette. I think it's more versatile, but I do like these ones as well. I do use them, I do reach for them. And as I said, don't think it's just one silver shade. There are others. Brunch Club was a rose gold shade. There's a gold one. There were other ones as well. So, yeah, that is the end of that. Now, before I wrap this up, I was going to say that my next video is going to be testing Ofra highlighters. Now, Ofra is like my all-time favourite brand for like their skincare, their makeup, the whole thing. I swear by their liquid lipsticks. Like, love, love, love. So, if you want to see a comparison of Primark or drugstore, low-end drugstore to high-end highlighters, then watch this video and watch the next one and you will get a nice overview. So, thank you for watching and I will see you next time. Bye.